Hi, it's Marieta. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to discuss your questions, frequently asked questions when it comes to US Embassy reopening. So stick around. Coming up. Alright, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and let's get started. Now, before I start actually answering your questions when it comes to US Embassy reopening, frequently asked questions, I also want to announce that I am going to soon launch the membership. And the membership will be for those who have weekly or bi-weekly questions for me, as well as monthly live Q&A where you can actually ask your questions. And this is going to be for private members of my YouTube channel. So stay tuned for this update. I will be actually launching it this week because many of you have like one or two questions and you guys don't feel like booking consultation with me. So this is going to be perfect opportunities for those who need this type of service. So let's get started. Let's answer your questions in this video, especially when it comes to US Embassy reopening. Recently, I made a video where I did announce the recent update for US Embassies abroad. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I will be linking the video here for you. So let's get started. The first question, I guess, is from Julie. We are documentarily qualified and in queue for the interview at the US consulate. We applied for expedite request through our lawyer, but I have a question as to who approves the expedite. Is it NVC or the scheduling embassy who approves and denies the expedite interview? So typically, if your case is obviously immigrant visa case, and if you actually have applied for your NVC expedite case at the NVC level and the NVC approved your expedite case, then actually NVC is deciding regarding the expedite of your case or not. And once the NVC process your case, they will forward it to the US Embassy. So in that case, it's NVC, it's not the US consulate. However, and by the way, you already said that you are in queue. So you are in queue for an interview at the US consulate. So chances are that you are in queue and you're probably on top of the queue, because if the NVC obviously expedite request, then send the information to the US consulate, they know this is expedite. So in that case, you don't have to do anything else because you should be able to have your interview scheduled. However, keep in mind that despite that, there's still embassies who are resuming limited visa services, even though your expedite request was actually approved by NVC and the case was forwarded to the US consulate. Still, there is a chance that you won't be able to schedule your interview right now if that particular embassy is, for example, influenced by the travel ban, or I don't have any more information, so I would need more information from you. So if you need to book a consultation, link is going to be below this video. The next question. Hello, a lot of people are held up on administrative process 221G. Do you think that the reopen is going to help those cases? And it's true, there are many cases that are actually held on that administrative process. Essentially, this is a process through the US consulate when they actually need more evidence from you, and they don't really reject your case, but they classify you under 221G, which is the administrative process. In that case, you have to submit additional evidence, and once you submit the additional evidence, the US consulate should either approve your case or deny your case, but they should not be holding you in this limbo for a very long time. And if that's the case, then you can actually bring up that mandamus lawsuit to actually force them to make a decision, because otherwise, obviously, you are stuck in limbo. However, I want to mention that in this case, many of these embassies, again, they are not fully operational. They fully are not resuming the pre-pandemic workload, and the reason is because of COVID-19. So they have, or many of these embassies still have rather the excuse that they are not processing as they used to because of the COVID-19 in that particular company, in that particular country. And so if you are in a country where the situation isn't really good, then chances are that the embassy is not really resuming the visa services, routine visa services. Also, if you're in a country that you are subject to the geographic travel ban, for example, EU ban, Proclamation 10143, then again, the US Embassy is not resuming the visa services. So even though you have actually submitted that additional evidence that was actually requested, and even though you are in that administrative process, they are still not resuming visa services due to the fact that they're subject to that geographic proclamation. So you have to understand like what's the real reason behind it. If the reason is that the embassy simply is just holding your case and you are in the limbo, then you can bring up that mandamus lawsuit. All right, so the next question is, so if your priority isn't current, can you still apply for an expedite visa request? And you are probably referring to NVC, because that's true. Like if your priority isn't current, then you cannot really expedite your case, right? You have to wait only when that bulletin says that that visa type, that category of immigrant visa is current, then you can apply for expedite visa at the NVC. Otherwise, it's pointless. Hello, madam. I went to the interview with my wife later on, and I checked my case status is refused. So what should I do next? I don't have the information about your country. I also don't have the information about the visa type. So I highly recommend you book a consultation with me. The link is going to be below this video. But in general, if your case was denied, if your visa was refused, then there is a reason for it, right? So I would need to see the reason, obviously. If you have applied for, again, I don't know what visa you applied. Usually there is a reason, right? Typically with many non-immigrant visas, the reason is actually lack of ties to your home country. So in that case, you have to show evidence that you have strong ties to your home country. If you want to apply for your visa again, you can do that, but with new evidence. So again, if you need help, you are welcome to schedule consultation with me, and we can see what I can do for you. Hello, what is the situation in UAE regarding J1 visa, United Arab Emirates, regarding J1 visas? So in general, J1 visas were part of that the visa ban, Proclamation 152. That Proclamation 152 expired last week. So these are great news, because this means that you will be able to schedule your J1 visa interviews. There is no longer ban that was impacting J1 visa category. However, even though you now can schedule technically the J1 visa interview, still many of these embassies literally are not resuming the typical non-immigrant visa services. So even though the proclamation expired, you need to check with your local embassy if they are actually processing these visas, because keep in mind, many immigrant visa holders or applicants or people who were approved their immigrant visa petitions, and especially if they go through consular processing, are right now waiting. And we're talking immigrant visas. So the number one priority the US consulate will be given are obviously family members, immediate family members of the US citizens. And then it's going to be fiancé visas. Obviously, many of you are experiencing this on worldwide scale, the K1 visa situation, where you were not able to schedule your visa interview, even though K1 was never part of any ban, right? And lastly, then they will focus on immigrant visas. And so again, their capacity is limited, okay? Also, they want to protect themselves. So they are looking into ways to actually be able to schedule these interviews in the most safest way. And therefore, J1, as it is, it's a non-immigrant visa type, which is not in the category of priority right now. So technically you can try, but unless you are exception, unless there is some immediate need for you to travel to US, chances are you won't be able to schedule an interview, because they are at their capacities to serving people who are, again, either citizens, immediate relative of US citizens, or those immigrant visas that are right now in queue. But definitely what I would say is that check that US embassy in your country and ask them, and see what they say. All right. Mehrin is asking, US Embassy Consulate in France, do they resume immigrant visa services or not? So, France is subject to the proclamation 11143, which is the travel ban, geographic travel ban. So even if you are from France, you cannot schedule interview, even though this is immigrant visa, green card interview, due to that geographic proclamation, and you cannot right now schedule your immigrant visa interview. So the simple answer is no, they are not. You have to wait until that proclamation 11143 will be lifted. Hopefully that's going to happen in May, mid-May, and then you will be able to schedule your immigrant visa interview at the US consulate in France. All right, moving on. US visitors visas is taking too long in Ghana. Yes, and in general, US visitor visas are taking too long all over the globe because visitor visas, B visas, are seriously not priority. Like I said already, there are other visas that have a higher priority. And again, if you're someone who just wants to visit the United States, if you are able to go and travel to the United States under ESTA, which is the waiver program, you can do that. Otherwise, you have to wait. And in my opinion, it might be another year or year and a half until you will be able to schedule your B visa interview, unless you are actually exception, unless there is a medical emergency or you would qualify under different circumstances. Otherwise, if you're just a regular tourist, chances are that you will not be able to schedule your B visa interview anytime soon, and regardless of where you're coming from, regardless whether your country is impacted by the travel ban, the geographic travel ban or not. All right, how about the embassy in Honduras? There's no news regarding my case, K1 visa. It's been a year. Okay, like I already mentioned, the embassies are starting to resume phased visa services. They are giving preference to the immediate relative of your citizens as well as K1 visas. However, not all K1 visas. You need to have an immediate need to travel. Now, what I would do if I were you, I would contact the US Embassy again and try to inquire what can you do. If you need more help, you are welcome to schedule consultation with me. All right, guys, so this is pretty much it. Like this kind of setup, I will be doing this live Q&A on a monthly basis, and there is going to be a silver membership option, and there is going to be also platinum for business owners, because in the next video I will discuss Q&A for business owners and entrepreneurs, and specifically concerning E2 visas and L visas. So I will be announcing more details about the membership very soon this week. So if you like this video, please like it, share it with people who need this information, and if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and stick around and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Have a great day. Bye bye.